All right, I guess we can get started, everyone. So first of all, thanks for coming over today, and welcome to a new edition of the Planet Cassandra Global Meetup. Today we're gonna hear Maxwell talking about CP43, which introduces a pretty cool new feature to CQL that allows you to copy over table schemas. And yeah, without further ado, Maxwell, floor is yours.
Okay, thank you. Hello, everyone. I'm very happy to show Cassandra CP43 pretable like today. Um, First of all, let me have a briefly introduce on myself. I am Maxwell Guo. I came from China. I am a software developer and also Cassandra committer. I developed CP43. Okay. Um, Now, so let us start our show today. Uh, the show has four parts. Part one, um, what is CP43? That to say, what is Quitable like? We will have a brief introduction of Quitable like. You can have a simple understanding of what the future we can do and what we cannot do. So part two, why do we need CP43? I will show that why I add this feature for Cassandra. Part three, um, uh, I will have talk about some usage details. Also, a demo will be given. The last part is the future plan of Quitable like. Okay, here I made a definition for Cassandra's Quitable like by myself. It is a new SQL grammar. Quitable is a SQL command for clone tables, cloning both the schema, table schema, and the indexes, if specified from an existing table. In the picture below, we can see that I create a case basis named KSS with a replication factor 1 and a simple strategy. Under this case base, I create a source table named STB, and the table's partition key is PK and the classing key is CK. And we also got two regular columns, CN1 and CN2. Then I use creatable like to create a new table named TTB from the old table STB. Then you can see that the new create table as TTB is created, and the TTB have the same table schema with the STB. If you want to see more details, you can see the link below. Okay. On this page, we will take a closer look at Quitable like. We can see that we can see the grammar definition here. To use Quitable like, you must have an existing table. It is the table you want to clone from, which we may refer to as old table. Yes, the new table. The new table is the table you want to create. There are 2 points we need to pay attention to. Point one, we can use the keywords indexes after the keywords with if we want to clone the old table's index schema at the same time. This ensures that the newly created table will also have indexes with the same schema as the old table's indexes. Okay. creating table and creating its indexes atomically. Point two, we can set some table properties when cloning a table. If we want the newly created table to have a different property from the older table. Yes, below there are 5 examples which can cover almost all the situations. The example 1 is the basic usage of creatable like. The newly created table NTP will have the same table schema with the old table OTB. And example 2 is just a case for to use if not exist. And example 3 and example 4 are same at this time because we only support create indexes when cloning a table. And the last example just shows that we can specify the newly created tables table property when doing a create table like. The new table NTP will have a comparison strategy, will have a leveled comparison strategy that is different, that may be different from the old table OTB. Okay. In this page, on this page, we are going to talk about what we support for create table like and what we do not support. As we know, create table like is just a table schema cloning, and the old table and the newly created table will have same table schemas, but their name are different. The old table's data is not cloned, is not copied when we do create table like. Okay, the old table and the new table has no associations between each other. That's to see if you have already created a new table through create table like, and then you insert a row into the old table, but the row will not be inserted to the new created tables. Old table and the new table can be of different create space. That to see, you can create, you can do table cloning across different key spaces. All the tables indexes can be cloned with keywords index or keywords all. That's what we can support. Okay, but what we do not support old tables UDA and UDF cloning, and old tables materialized view and SASE index is not supported. Last, the system table is not permitted to be cloned. Okay. Now we are coming to this page. Why do we need CEP 43? Many users may ask me why we need a create table like. If I want to create a table, I can just enter the create table SQL, which contains the table's names, table's data types, and table's properties. Then we can just wait for Cassandra's response. So why we need this feature? My answer here is that first, I find that it is the basic feature for almost all databases. Almost all databases have create table like MySQL, like PostgreSQL, like Spark, and like TIDB, and other almost all databases. So I think it's I think we should add this feature for Cassandra. This is the first reason I think we need quotable like. Second, it can enhance the usability of Cassandra for users because the SQL for quotable like is very simple. We can just see the grammar in the formal pages. Just imagine that there is an old table with a very complex schema. For example, if the table have more than 100 columns, and we need to use the createable SQL to create a new table with the same schema as the old tables. What should we do? Just input a very long SQL into SQL shell and wait for SQL Cassandra's response. I think this is the prompt-to problems because the SQL is very long and the prompt-to tuples and encoding issues act. So, but when coming to creatable like, the SQL is simple. It's not like to meet problems like column name spelling errors when we input this SQL into SQL shell. Also, it is very easy for users to clone table with a very complex schema. This issue is raised in Cassandra 7643. Besides, index can be cloned at the same time, and it is atomically. It's guaranteed by transactional cluster meta. Okay, in this part, we will have more details about creatable like. The first, if the user wanted to exclude the creatable like, he must have select permission on source table, and he must have create permission on target key spaces. Second, we are coming to cross key space table cloning. If we are going to doing creatable like through different key spaces, and the key space have some UDTs that has the same name, but the UDT's structure is different. And the old table we are going to clone if the old tables we are going to clone has a column, and the column then are of these UDTs, what should we do? Yes, let's see key space A and key space B. There is a table under key space A, and the table has a column with the data type is UDT, and but the UDT has already existed in key space B. What should we do if we are going to exclude the creatable like? We just reject these clonings because the UDT for the old table have already existed in the target key space, but the UDT is not we wanted. Okay. For index cloning, that's to see if you are if you specify the keywords index when exclude the creatable like. Only legacy index and SAI is supported. SASI index is not permitted to to do index cloning. Okay, here we come to the newly created table's index name. As we know, the old table's index, there are some rules for the index name. One is the user specify the index name. That to say, the old index name is user defined, because such as the user just gives a index name of old IDX. This is the old index name. For this case, the newly created table's index will got index name that is will got an index name. Its name is old IDX, then and followed with a number to avoid the index name conflict. If the user do not define the name of the old index, then the old index name is generated by Cassandra. The rule for the generation is table name and index table column name and IDX. If a table name is old TB and the index column name is CN, then the old index name is old TB plus CN plus IDX. For this case, the newly created index name by creatable like is new TB, which is the newly created table's name, and the index columns and IDX. This is the rule for two cases. Okay. Now we have a demo here. Okay. First, we create a source space named SKS, and it's just a simple strategy. And the replication factor is 1, just for text. Then we create a new keyspace named TKS. We are going to exclude the creatable like across different keyspaces. Oh, okay. On the keyspace SKS, it is the old keyspace. We'll create a table. Yes, I have just I have already typo. I have already recorded before. We can see that on the keyspace SKS, we create a table named STB, and the table got partition key, classing key, and 2 regular columns named C1, and the data type is a connection type, and column C2, the data type is double. It's created. Then we create a index. Create an index. Okay. Its name is SIDX on SKS table, and the index column is C2. Okay, we just describe the table. Yes, we can see it's the older table and its older index. Then we use table like to do table cloning. Create table, the name. We are going to do cross space cloning. So is target here, and the table name is TTB, like SKS, and the table name is TB. Besides, we are going to clone the index. Okay, it is finished. Then we can just describe the newly created table. Yes, we can see the newly created table also have the same table schema with the old table. They have partition key, clustering key, and C1 and C2. C1 is a connection data type, and C2 is double. They have the same data types. Also, the index created, indexed on C2. Yes. The newly created index, its name is SIDX because the old index name is user defined. Okay, we finished our demo. Okay, here is our future plan. We may support materialized view and triggers cloning when doing tables clone. When exclude table like, we may add some more keywords like materialized materialized view or triggers. We may add more keywords, and we may support the triggers cloning. 2, we know that the index name for the newly created table is generated by some rules. The user cannot specify the name, so we may support the feature that the user can specify the newly created index name. And 3, we may support the data copy when doing table clone, but the grammar will be maybe not create table like, maybe create table as. Yes. Okay. That's the end of my share today. Okay. If you got now is a QA time, or you can ask me through my email here, or ask when you got some question, you can ask me through my email or through Slack or through Cassandra's mailing list. Yes. Now is QA time. If you got any question, you can ask me. Yes.
All right, thanks a lot, Maxwell. Like really, really cool feature. And I'm super interested in like some of the limitations that you hit. And for example, would this support constraints?
Yes. I think almost all the constraint is supported when you are exclude the quotable like SQL. Yeah.
All right.
I
So,
think
because
almost
I know
all.
back in the days we discussed studying a specific, like same thing you had with index or with all. We discussed having the with constraints keyword, and I think it was dropped. And I was curious, like I do think that they were supported. So yeah, that's really cool. Being able to copy all of that. Okay, we have another question from Aaron here. Can you create?
Can you
Yeah, you can read it if you want.
can you create table like with a different? No, we can't because as we know, table like is just doing a table schemas cloning. The source table or the old table um, uh, the source tables have got the primary key. The newly created table must have the same primary key. We cannot create or clone create a new table through creatable like with a different primary key. The newly created table, that to say the newly created table will have a different table schema. That's what we do not want to do. So they must have the same primary key. And if you want to have a different primary key, I think um, we can make a plan to do this feature. If some users or most users want to see this feature landed, I think we can do that.
Okay, thank
Can
you.
you share user keys? Can you share a user case where the same schema needed to be cloned? Okay. You can see that I have just shared that Cassandra. Cassandra, you can see it's a user case from Cassandra's from Cassandra. Yeah, it's here. It's just from this Jira. In this Jira, the reporter just see that he want to create 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 he may for his use case he may frequently create a table that have the same table schema. Then he just creates this Jira. It's his use case. Yeah. Do other database spot clone as it main be? Yes, of course. Spot clone. Oh yeah. Mm, uh, um, PostgreSQL have can okay. Postgre as I know, PostgreSQL can also cloning tables data, but they have a different grammar. It's creatable as. So in my show, I have seen that we may plan to do creatable as, but but the grammar may be different from creatable like. It may be creatable as. Yes.
All right. I think that's all the questions that we had. So I think we're ready to wrap it up. Thanks everyone for joining today. Thanks a lot, Maxwell, for this amazing presentation and this amazing feature. Actually, when I started seeing it and taking a look at the pull requests, I was pretty excited to see it come through. And definitely like enhancing CQL as like this does, it's definitely, it's going to open a lot of use cases out there, which is really cool and what what we thrive for. All right, so yeah, again, thanks everyone for coming. I hope I will see you in the next meetup event. We will share on our socials soon what it's going to be as well. All right, thanks everyone.
Okay.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Maxwell.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.